question from someone was, we want to buy a new home, but I feel like we're stuck in this one because they have a 3% interest rate. What do we do?
Yeah, well, one, you never have to feel stuck. There are options and there are alternatives. And when you're thinking of alternatives, you think very linear in terms of, well, I've got a 3% mortgage. So if I were to move and get something else, one, is it going to be bigger, smaller, more land, whatever it is, but I'm not going to get that 3% interest rate. And there's alternatives to that. One alternative that most people don't talk about, and including myself, I don't talk about, but I've got a partner on the real estate side, Edmund Fontana, that talks about this all the time, which is assuming somebody else's mortgage. You can actually find a property you like that is on the market for sale. And if it's a government loan, let's say FHA, USDA is a bit of a pickle, but Fannie, Freddie, a government loan, you can assume that mortgage rate. So you could take over the mortgage from them. So you get to keep the rate and get that other property. So there's a lot of different creative financing options that one can do that you feel like you're stuck because you don't want to lose that 3%. You feel like going to another property, you're going to have a higher payment or a higher interest rate. So that's one option, is to look at some properties where you can assume the government loan from them and keep the interest rate. My favorite, though, is not thinking linear and not thinking, okay, I've got a 3% mortgage over here. Okay, one, let's dissect that. That 3% mortgage is probably still costing you 40, 50% interest, because what we focus on is total interest percentage, not the interest rate. The interest rate dictates what the payment is. And again, as Americans, we buy payments that we can afford on a monthly basis instead of paying for the house that we can afford based on the purchase price.